It's funny how people think they know you just by your last name. With Johnson, it was always about the family tree. Oh, do you know so and so Johnson? Like the name itself was a map of who I was supposed to be. With Elliott, it became about my husband, my kids, my role as a military spouse. How do you do it all? Aren't you scared when he's gone? But neither of those names ever told the whole story of me. Because I had to learn how to answer to the name I choose. The name that feels like home when I whisper it. I am Sarah LaJoy. I am enough. I am Sarah LaJoy. This is Becoming, a podcast about healing while holding it down, choosing softness after survival, and letting God rebuild what I thought I had to carry alone. If you're figuring it out in real time, you're in the right place. Let's become together. Okay, so being a Johnson was more than a name. It was also being Eddie's kid. Walking down the block hearing, "You one of Eddie's kids?" And it wasn't just a question, it was a statement. Being Eddie's kid meant respect. It meant you were covered. It meant you came from something strong. But it also meant I couldn't let down the people whose last name I carried. Every choice I made felt like it was reflected back on my family. So I learned early how to stand tall, how to be tough, and how to never show fear. Hell, I'll never forget when I got shot. The pain, the shock, the fear. And instead of people just letting me be human in that moment, they shouted, "Oh, you're definitely a Johnson." Like getting shot or hell, even just surviving the pain was proof that I belonged to the name. And at first, I smiled, I held my head tall, and I wore it like a badge. Yeah, I'm a Johnson. I could take anything. But later, baby, I realized that badge was heavy. Johnson gave me toughness, but my growth was learning toughness doesn't always require mean hardness. Sometimes it's admitting this hurts. Sometimes it's letting yourself rest. And sometimes it's telling the truth gently instead of cutting people down. Baby, that's strength. And when I became an Elliott, everything shifted. It wasn't just about me anymore. It was wife, mother, military spouse. And with that name came questions. The kind that sound casual but carry weight. Do you get scared when he's gone? How do you handle it all? And I felt like I had to answer every one of those questions with strength. Smile, nod, pretend I had it all figured out, show no fear, even when my stomach was in knots. Each baby, the postpartum depression was worse each time. And did it knock me flat on my ass? Nights when the baby cried, I cried too. Days when I looked in the mirror, I didn't recognize who was looking back. My body didn't feel like mine. The weight of the expectations made me wonder if I ever feel joy again. And still, I carried the invisible load so much that Elder didn't have to do anything. I did the shopping, the booking, the cooking, the scheduling, the remembering. I thought being a good wife and mother meant carrying it all. Hell, even if it crushed me. And the truth is, from the outside, people would say, "Y'all are really holding it all together." But inside, it was just me, exhausted, overwhelmed, and invisible. And deep down, I felt like I couldn't let down the people whose last name I carried now. And what I know now is love doesn't require you to disappear. Carrying the Elliott name doesn't mean losing Sarah. Growth for me was letting Aldu show up. Growth was letting my kids see me not just as glue holding it all together, but as a woman with dreams. Growth was learning that I don't have to sacrifice myself to prove I belong. And then there's LaJoy. And for the longest, it was just my middle name. The one people skipped over on forms, where you just put your little initial. I thought it sounded pretty, but not important. But God kept bringing me back to it. Because LaJoy isn't decoration, it's direction. It reminds me that I don't have to be tough all the time. I don't have to carry every load. I don't have to disappear inside other people's expectations. LaJoy is softness. It's peace. It's strength that doesn't scream but still stands tall. I remember one morning looking in the mirror, drained, I barely recognized myself. And out of nowhere, I whispered, I am Sarah LaJoy. Like I was reminding my own soul. And instantly, I felt a shift, peace, like my name itself was a promise. Because here's what I realized. As a Johnson, I couldn't let down the people whose name I carried. As an Elliott, I couldn't let down the family I built. But LaJoy, choosing LaJoy means choosing me every single day. Choosing not to let myself down. LaJoy beat statistics. LaJoy fought through postpartum depression. LaJoy carried me through battles no one saw. LaJoy made room for me to grow, not just glow. Sarah LaJoy has purpose. She is divine. She is soft. She doesn't fit in a box. She has grown and she's still evolving. I'm done chasing what was never mine to carry. If it doesn't serve my purpose, I release it. Because LaJoy isn't about running after what breaks me. She's about standing in what God built for me. And no matter how old I grow, I will always be a child of God. Now, honey, take a second with me. Close your eyes if you can. Hold your hand to your heart. Whisper your first and middle name and say it slow. Now think about this. Have you ever been hiding a piece of yourself just to fit a last name? Just to earn a last name? Have you been carrying the weight that wasn't even yours to carry? What would the shift look like if you started honoring the woman your name keeps calling you to be? Here's what I know now. I'm not who I used to be. I don't have to disappear to be loved. When I whisper my name, I remember peace belongs to me. When I say LaJoy, I remember my light is enough and baby is she bright. LaJoy beat the odds. LaJoy carried me through battles I thought would have broken me. LaJoy is how I made it. LaJoy is who I am. I am Sarah LaJoy, rooted, soft, and seen. My name is not a box. My name is home. Every voice I share, every story I tell, it's so she walks away with something. Remember, you are enough, and I love y'all real bad, real bad.